Good morning guys, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix several years of poor money mismanagement and bad financial behaviour. So if that's something you're interested in, please do stick around. I am about 3 days behind currently on Budgetmas. I had to take some time off. We got some sad news about a family member. It wasn't unexpected, as with all things, but you know, these events are sad when they happen, and that's all I want to say about that. And I just had to take 2 or 3 days off just to get my head clear and get my head okay. In terms of where we are in terms of uploading, I had, prior to things happening, pre-recorded my ideal budget video for my new income and my debt update video. They'd not been edited and they'd not been uploaded, but they'd been filmed. So they are going to be released. I think the debt video is going to come first. That's going to be released this evening. And this video is going to be released, obviously, as you're seeing it, on the day of filming. So, and then I'll release a couple more just to kind of bring me back up to speed. As you can see, we're joined by the cat today, who's being incredibly obnoxious and sitting on the budget. I am at home because I have been given a snow day by order of the managing director. He doesn't feel it's safe for staff to travel into work and has advised us all to stay at home, fully paid. No need to worry about working from home, which I can't do anyway within a facility, within the role that I do. And if there is any part of my role that I can work from home for, being that it's my first week, I'm not yet trained and able and have access to that. Now, today's video, I know that recently I have been doing kind of live budgeting, where I've been filling in my budgets with you guys, just in the interest of time, because getting a day back means that I can catch up on all things like generalised admin and housework and filming and uploading. I am just going to combine this. So this is going to be a December week 1 catch up. It's going to be a December week 2 budget, and we're going to try and work around the cat. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. I have my coffee, I have my water, I have my binders because some things have happened, and then let's try and now take you through the budget as a whole. So I would say that last week, because there was we did get given notice that an event was probably imminent within 24 hours. It therefore meant that there was things changing. I was able to stay working, but lots of driving to hospices and things like that, very last minute. And that did impact, you know, on my budget, which is completely fine. There was also general things like bills which I thought were going out did not go out, and things that I thought I would need to pay for I didn't need to pay for, and things that I didn't think I'd pay for I would have to. So let's just try and do this as best we can. I may just need to adjust the camera ever so slightly. So this isn't going to be the best viewing angle for you guys, but let's just have a look. So I didn't get any freelancing income at all. I think this is going to be something that I need to monitor. I don't foresee there being any freelancing income in December, which is not ideal. But you know, I will manage, and I'll just need to monitor that in January going forward. I did carry a rollover of £25 from my last budget, and that did help because I wasn't, you know, my grant funding of £395.52, which is the last time I will receive that didn't come in until the Friday of this week on the 9th. So that £25 had to kind of do petrol and train tickets and all sorts. I did receive I think my last universal credit payment of £14.19, and then Vinted I received £18.50, and that did trickle in around the Wednesday and Thursday, so it was very stoppy-starty. It meant my overall income was £453.21 for the week. And as we can see here, in terms of bills that I thought had gone out, and these are set up on direct debit, so I'm not sure why they weren't taken. The pet insurance was £8, that was taken. The water bill of £22 wasn't taken. The internet of £38 wasn't taken. They've got the right account details. I have checked that, so I do need to ring and give them a call. The mobile of £28 wasn't taken. However, I have since seen that there is a pending direct debit due out today on the day of filming. So it looks like when I did the upgrade it did kind of shift the dates a little bit, which is fine. YouTube $11.99 wasn't taken last week, but it has been taken today on the day of filming. And Spotify, I'm going to trial not using it. One of my lovely subscribers, and I'm very sorry I can't remember your name, actually made me aware of the fact that YouTube Music is included in YouTube Premium, and I'm paying for YouTube Premium already. So I'm going to trial doing a like for like transfer of all my playlists, and if I get on fine with the interface, then I won't be carrying forward with Spotify. Canva came out at $10.99. I did forget to write down Credit Spring, which is one of my debts. That minimum monthly payment of £10 also came out, and I remembered Pet Plan and wrote it in there. I know it's not coming out until this week of filming, but I wrote it down to remember it. So therefore it meant that my bills were £28.99, leaving me a rollover of £424.22. And in terms of the spending, this is where everything kind of shifted a bit. So what I decided to do based on day 3, so when I was there working, I realised really quickly that I'd need to be pretty much having batch meals ready. We'd also then obviously started to get information about this particular family member, and that led to a lot of kind of buying of instant food as well. So my food bill was £85.06. Subsequently, as you'll see in my budget for this week, I've got a very minimal food shop. I don't now need to really go food shopping at all. I've got enough meals for certainly all of this week, probably some of next. I can scrape together lunches, and I've got enough snacks. So essentially I did a 2-week food shop as the money was there in the budget. Fuel was £77.89. Now what didn't help was that I started the week with half a tank of petrol, and then I was feeding in, you know, 10, 12, 15 pounds as and when I had that there and ready. So by my estimation, 2 days worth of work commuting uses half a tank of petrol. So £77.89 was what I used. Obviously there was an additional trip there, although that wasn't too far away from where I live. So I have significantly ramped up my petrol for this week, as you will see. But I just, you know, I need to get to work, basically. The cat was £16.70. That's fine. I managed to get him some cat litter. The household was £14.40, and I don't think I need to do any more with household now. I think I am fully done. Parking was £1.11. I caught the train instead and managed to get a really good deal on a ticket, courtesy of a friend who works for the railways. Spending was £53.65. I just went a little bit emotionally spendy on Saturday, which under the circumstances I'm going to give myself grace for. Yeah, like I know that emotionally spending is a thing for me. I know that it can be a problem, and I've just realised we've got a light that's not on, and that's causing shadows. That's better. I know that some events do cause issues, and actually, yeah, that is what it is. I'm not going to try and justify it. It's just what I needed at the time. Coffee, I said that I won the budget with Jazz. I was selected as part of her kindness and well-being, paying it forward. And so the £2.50 was the slight overage there, but I did use the coffee voucher. And then eating out, we were all with the person, which was fine. And then the morning of, we went and got lunch together after the event in question. So yeah, so that is what it is. These things happen. So my total was £279.46, leaving me a rollover of £144.76. And this is where I'm now really pleased, because I've actually managed to save. And I have completed a small savings challenge, but I'm giving myself grace for the eating out and the spending over, because I did save, and that's huge for me. If you've seen my Q1 savings plan, you'll know that I find saving really stressful, and it took so much discipline to not dip into my savings, but I did it. So little applause for me, because I'm almost in disbelief that I have savings and I haven't dipped into them at all. So the total budgeted was 136, and that was an estimated 75 that would need to be spent on Christmas, £25 on my gifts envelope, £6 in my self-care fund, £30 in my emergency fund, and then I knew that I would be putting into the 50, 20 and penny challenges, but obviously that would be taken out of my change on a day-to-day basis. So the actual spend was £61.46 was what I bought for Christmas. I've got an overall budget of £100 left for this month, so that leaves me more than enough for some little really nice finishing touches. I actually bought gifts totaling £14.18. I completely fully funded my self-care challenge. That was being used with £1 coins. And I made a purposeful point of every single day in the evenings I would put the pound coins in and I would go and I would finish them off. So I'll show you the savings challenges actually in a moment, but that took an awful lot of discipline not to just take the coins and just start spending them. The emergency fund was £30 funded. I was able to put £2 into the 50p challenge, £6.20 into the 20p challenge, and 92p in the penny challenge. And for the first time ever on this channel I have actually zeroed out my budget completely. So yeah, it was a week which did not go to plan. However, based on what disrupted the week, it is what it is. These things happen, and yeah, that's all I really want to say on that. But I would say overall, actually, I am pleased with the week. My first week at the job went really, really well. For those of you who were wishing me luck and were asking, it was, I mean, I definitely have a lot to learn, but I have so much agency in my role, and I just very much feel like the sky's the limit in terms of what I can learn and what I can take ownership of as well. And by day 3, I was already seeing areas where I was able to say to my immediate boss, and I report to the operations director, I was able to immediately say, I think we need to have a meeting in the near future about this, because it's not how it should be in my mind. So yeah, so I did have a really good first week at work. I was able to stay in work, weirdly enough, and this just shows the difference between, like, hang on, let me have a sip of coffee. This just shows the difference between working kind of hourly versus salaried. So on my first day, I turned up and it was, she goes, oh yeah, you've got a half day of holiday that's got to be used by the end of like this week. And I was like, why? She was like, well, when you're salaried, it auto sorts out your holiday straight away. I was like, right. So I'd booked off Friday as a half day, thinking, well, that'd be a nice end to the week. And obviously events happened. But by virtue of me doing that, whatever was up there in the universe basically go and take Friday as a half day meant that I was able to be where I needed to, and I didn't need to take any time off work. And then I worked my retail job yesterday. Fine. I mean, to be fair, we were busy with people Christmas shopping, so that kind of helped. So I've not needed to take any time off of work, which is what it will be, basically, which, you know, you never want to. But that is that. So I'm just going to very quickly show you my savings challenges. We're going to move the cat's tail out of the way because I do need to do a little bit of admin. But how has everyone's first week of December gone? Please let me know down in the comments below how you all are. I really did miss filming and miss budgeting and miss uploading. So what I have done was basically along the way to try and keep the momentum going, rather than filming the stuffing of the challenges, I just went ahead and did it. So each month is color coded. So pink is December and green is November. So you can see where I've filled in the 20p penny challenge. We have the 50p penny challenge just there, and then we have I'm not doing a penny a day, I'm just going through and doing as and when I have change, so we have that there as well. And then they all sit in this binder, and if you've seen my binder setup, you'll know that this is my immediate what I'm working on. And then this is my completed savings challenge, and that is the mini savings challenge by Simple Budgets, where you save 30. So I saved £30. At the minute it's just going to sit in self-care, and that, yeah, I felt really chuffed when I saw that. And when I saw how close I was to completing it, I actually changed what I was doing. There were things that I didn't go and get because I was putting in like £3, £4, £7 at a time. With the pound coins, I was really, really disciplined and really controlled. The only thing I did do was that I did have to swap out the coins for a note on one day. So what I'm going to do, because I can see the note, it is tempting me to spend. Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. So yeah, the note is tempting me to spend. So what I am just going to try and do is just try and get a bit of height on this. Hang on, guys. That's better. As you can see, once again, the cat is contemplating life by staring over the edge. In terms of £30, I have started the Kalika Budgets emergency, and you'll have seen that from my savings. So I've crossed off the 10 and I've crossed off the 20, and there is, if you can see in there, £30, and that is just sitting in there. And that being out of sight and therefore out of mind is hugely is the best way for me to do it, I think. The only caveat is that I have realised with the amount of petrol that I am putting in my car, I may need to take from there for the very last week of December, because I'm not expecting any money in until the end of the week, and that is for January's budget. So I may need to be using this for petrol to get to work. I'm going to try and incorporate a rollover, but we'll see how that gets on. But what we're going to do now... So at the minute, these are sitting at the front, and the one folder that I am going to move into here, because I am working on it far more quickly than I thought I was. And at the minute, self-care has nothing specific assigned to it. It's not for my birthday. If I fancy getting a chiropractor appointment or something like that in the new year, then I'll go ahead and do that. Out of that, maybe. But self-care is going to go in just because it is building. And now that I have notes, I want that in there as well. So we're going to put the £10 that I've taken out. The completed savings challenge is going to find a home somewhere else. And in terms of the one that I'm going to do going forward, because I think the pound coins is definitely the best way to go forward, it's going to be the little freebie from Simple Budgets store. And it's the collaboration that she did with the Budgeting Bear. And I've got 2 of these, and you colour in each piece, so each little grid piece, and you save £53 total. So I highly doubt that I'll be saving £53 this week, because I know that there's not that in my budget, but that is what is there and currently going to be worked on. So that's going to move to the front. And how are we all doing? 17 minutes in. I'm going to try and zoom through my budget for this week now. Cat, I'm going to try and zoom through my budget for this week now. There's not really a lot going on at all. And that is the train again. It's the 9 o'clock to somewhere. So this week is running from Monday the 12th, which is today, to Sunday the 18th. I reran my numbers again on my last wage, and I think actually I was significantly under budgeting. I think it's actually going to be closer to £1,150 that I'm expected, and I've got £7 pending in from Vinted this week. So my total expected income is £1,157. My goals are to batch cook hard, keep tracking my receipts, and finish up wrapping for Christmas, so that way I can actually tidy up my living room and have that space back. In terms of my bills going out, we have my rent of £850. That's not due until the Saturday. However, as soon as I can access my money on the 14th, which is this job from my last wage for my job, I'll be paying that early. My car insurance is £81.44. My BT is £38. So again, I'm budgeting in for these things just in case. My PAT plan is £10, and my YouTube premium is £11.99, and that has already come out. Now the direct debit for my mobile is saying at the minute it's the 17th. Now, because that is a Saturday, I don't know whether that's going to be called on the Friday or whether it's going to be called on the Monday of the following week. So we will see if it appears in the budget. You'll know why. If not, it'll be next week's budget. But that means that it's a total bills of £991.43, leaving me left over £165.57. And this is where the work that I did last week in terms of batch cooking and things like that are all coming into play. So fuel is 70. I am starting the week with a full tank of petrol. Now, I could have rolled over £20 into this week. However, what I decided to do was completely fill the tank up last night. So I'm starting the week with a full tank of petrol. I don't want to let it go below half, and I will fill up again once I get to half, and we'll see what that is going to do to my budget. It's just a bit of a learning curve at the minute, guys. Food is £10. That is a nominal £10, and that is just giving me something in case I do see something. I've got enough for meals, I've got enough for snacks, I've got enough in my cupboards. In theory, I have enough, but there's always this odd one ingredient that you do forget if you get a desire to cook something specific. So that is in there as a just in case. In reality, if I do spend something, probably most of the change will probably fund some challenges, but we shall see. The cat is getting a nominal £5. That's going to get him just another pack of food, just so that I'm trying to keep that topped up for him. Coffee is £5. It's going to be we've got that works Christmas do on the Wednesday, and that is fully funded. So we will be seeing each other then, but that's just if we can get a window to see each other. We'll go for just a drink. And spendy, I'm putting £25 in again. I am aware that I am still not 100% okay in my head. I know why that is. I also know that I'm prone to heavy emotional spending. So this is a little bit at the minute of if I need to just go and buy, I don't buy fidget spinners, but like a fidget spinner, for example, but like just it's there. So that very much is why it's there at the minute. I don't want to be having fully funded my self-care challenge and started savings. I don't want to be dipping into them quite so soon. I think that would defeat the object. At the minute, I'm riding on a little bit of like a savings high because I have achieved a savings challenge, which is what I wanted. I'm already like, okay, when can I get going on the other one? So yeah. But that means it's a total of £115 spend, leaving £50.57 left over. So what I'm doing with the rest of it is I'm trying to make space in my budget for savings challenges each week. Now, I want to put £20 into the emergency fund. You'll have seen from my savings plan that I want to save that £600 is my immediate goal. And if I can save 50 before January even starts, then that leaves me well on the way. And if I can do that with minimal money left, then that's ideal. I want to put £10 into the self-care challenge and £57 into the penny challenge. I'm then going to be rolling over £20 into next week to cover petrol. If that is still not enough, I will then draw from the emergency fund. However, as soon as I get my cash in on the 14th, I'll actually be going and taking that money. I will make a point to try and film and do a cash stuffing because I wanted to be, when I was doing the challenges and I could see it growing, I wanted to be filming and showing that last week. But I may look and see if I can do it as a short. I don't know. Just so that you guys can take part in that, because I want to be able to share that, like that excitement and that it's growing and I'm getting there and like, yes, okay, I've got the discipline. I wanted to be able to share that with you, but the circumstances did not allow, sadly, at the time. So, and also I know that if I left that money sitting there unassigned, it would have been spent, particularly towards the end of the week with how I was feeling. So that at the minute is how my budget is looking for this week. As with all things, I'm keeping an eye on my mental health. I know what causes spending triggers. There is a buffer in place for it. There are also additional buffers to cover things that could impact my budget next week. Next week's going to be really, really, really interesting because I'm not anticipating any income at all for next week. I did want to ask you guys actually your advice. Now, with the stuff that I've been selling on Vinted, I'm kind of acutely aware that like in January, normal people, and that sounds horrible, but people who are not actively engaged in budgeting all of a sudden become very interested in saving money and things like that, and spending tends to die down as a whole because it's a 5-week month. And hours tend to get reduced in certain jobs and things. Is it worth, whilst Joe Public are feeling spendy, just getting everything that I can on Vinted listed and getting it going before Christmas? Because I have to say, having worked my retail job yesterday, you would not have thought that there was a cost of living crisis going on. For a Sunday, we took an excessive amount of money, and that's even by our standards. And as a brand, we are not one of the cheapest, I would say. So, you know, we doubled and then some our standard target for this year. I'd like to know your advice, because if so, I'll try and partition out some time this week to actually get things listed, and just get that on there and done, particularly as I don't use Royal Mail, so I use other couriers as well that may be able to arrive before Christmas. Let me know your thoughts, those of you that do reselling or have dabbled in reselling. Am I flogging a dead horse if I try and shift things at a time when people are not prone to spending money? And is it therefore best to, it sounds awful, capitalise on the fact that people are spending and get it online and just gone? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd be really intrigued to hear, guys. But that has been us for today. I am going to go and have some breakfast, and just try and crack on. This video will be coming out at some point this afternoon, so if you're seeing it today, then I have done fantastically. If not, then something has gone horrendously wrong once again. But thank you so much for your continued support. I know that I've had a spike in subscribers recently, and you guys really loved my Q1 savings plan. So I'm going to try and get the debt plan out for you as well, as long as all of my other things. But Budgetmas, we will be caught up this week. There'll be a couple of days, probably 2 to 3 days of 2 videos a day. Please don't expect that going forward. I don't think I can maintain it. It's just where I've got things that are pre-recorded that just need a little bit of TLC from myself, and then they can go and be put out into the world for you all to see. But thank you so much for doing all of the YouTube jazz, the liking, commenting and subscribing, and for keeping in touch. I am behind on comments. I'll probably try and get to them between Christmas and New Year at the minute. But I'm going to go. Let's just have a quick peek at the cat who's being adorable. There he is. And we are going to see you in the next video. But thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.